Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel. So I'm in my sunroom in my house. Decided to just film in here really quickly. At this point that you're watching this video, it is the first day of week 9. So the last video update that you got was week 3. And I have not made any updates since then, and I'm gonna get into that right now. So in week 4, which was called Build Strength, I had a very good start to the week. I did the first 3 runs. One run was 6 miles, the next one was 4 miles, and the last one was 7 miles. And each of those runs was a little bit over what was needed because I wasn't planning on running on the Thursday because I need to have 2 days off, and with this particular week it was a full week of 6 running days, and I wasn't planning on doing that, so I was trying to buy mileage by running a little bit more in the other days. After the first day of week 4, I noticed that my calf muscle on my left foot was hurting me a lot. It felt extremely sore. I wasn't really sure what was, wrong with it, but I've not had any like calf muscle soreness at all, ever. So after the second run on Tuesday, the soreness was a little bit more intense. I asked my husband to pick me up a foam roller because I know that when you have, knots in your muscles, a foam roller is usually prescribed as an at-home remedy to help knead out the muscle. And I also put ice on it after speaking to my running coach. So then after the 3rd run on Wednesday, once again, I iced it and used the foam roller. But on Wednesday, using the foam roller was excruciating. I think, running on it those 3 days probably wasn't a great idea after I felt like it was sore on Monday. But I really felt like the foam roller was making it worse. And I then had this horrible bruise on my leg, which I shared on Instagram. So at that point, I said, okay, we're not running anymore because I don't know what I did to my leg. And so for the 4th week, I did not run any of the remaining days, which for me was going to be Friday. I was going to run on Friday and then possibly Saturday. So the 5th week, which is called Build Your Endurance, I didn't run at all. And at the end of week 4, I noticed that the muscle wasn't necessarily hurting me anymore after not running on it for, 3 days. But every time I iced it, it would burn like horribly. And I found out that the bruising that I had, in fact, was an ice burn. I burned myself with the ice pack by putting it directly on my skin. I was using an ice pack that has that jelly in it, and it was the one that we have is like a penguin. One side is cloth-like and one side is plastic. I was putting the plastic side right on my leg. And I'll show you what it looks like now. Beware, it might not be pretty, but it's not like gooey or anything like that. So this is what it looks like at this point. So it's completely healed now. As I mentioned, I'm in the beginning of week 9, and that started in week 3. So that was a good, 6 weeks ago. In week 5, I decided I wasn't going to run at all. I wanted the leg to heal. If it was a muscle issue, which I'm sure at that point it wasn't, and, just rest the burn. For whatever reason that week, my mojo was really low, and I had a hard time getting my runs done. So the first day of the week, the program says to rest, but for me, my rest days are Thursday and the following Sunday, so I wasn't really able to rest. So I decided I was going to run. I wanted to run 3 miles, but only managed to run 2.5, and was really just not into it. My mind was not in it. The second day, it wanted me to run 8 miles. I wasn't going to be able to run 8 miles on a Tuesday because I've mentioned before that Tuesdays is just not a great day for me to do a long run, but I did plan on doing 5. I only did 2, and I just wasn't into it. Needless to say, week 6, I didn't do any more running that entire week. Now, week 7, I got my mojo back and I did a good number of runs. As you can see here, I did run 4 days, not exactly what the program suggested, because in week 7 I decided I was going to follow the Hal Diggins program. It was recommended to me after I had shared on Instagram that I had an injury, not knowing it was an ice burn, but people suggested using a program that was a little less of a intensity, like the Nike program. So the Hal Diggins was recommended. So I went online, I looked up the Hal Diggins half marathon training. I chose intermediate because I'm not a novice, and his program suggested that for week 7 I run, I believe, 4 miles in the morning, and then like a 40-minute run, and then I think another like 3-mile run. Like, it was very low pace in comparison to what I was used to with the Nike running app. So I didn't want to like regress in my training, if you know what I mean, because going from running like 30 miles in a week and now this program only has me running about like 20, I just didn't want to regress and then meet the program where the program is at. I decided to use a balance of some of the Nike and some of the Hal Diggins. So that's why you see the mix up in running and all that in week 7. So week 8, once again, I did not follow the Nike program. So the weeks that you're seeing here, it really just doesn't follow. I just decided to go with the Hal Diggins program, and I wasn't able to do my long run in week 8 due to schedule issues between my husband and I, because you know, if you're gonna do a long run like 10 miles, you need 2 hours for the run. You need time to recuperate after, and if my husband's not going to be able to be home to help me with the kids, it's just a little bit too much. So I just made an executive decision, just do what you can, and that's it. So now I'm in week 9 and I'm starting off very strong, and my plan is to keep moving forward. My race is in 26 days and I don't want to lose my momentum. I want to be able to go out with the bang. I know that I'm going to be able to run the 13 miles, but I want to challenge myself to run it all the way through, no stopping. I've run 10 and I can do that with one mini break at the 5th mile. I've been able to, now that I've run 10 miles 2 times, I feel very comfortable when I get to the 5th mile to do a walk for a 1/4 mile where I take my goo energy gel, I drink something and just kind of like catch my breath, and then I can pick back up from that point all the way to the end and I'm good. So I'm gonna focus on trying to do a 12 miler for my long run this week, and we'll see how that goes. I'm 26 days away and I'm so excited. I cannot wait for my race, which is October 4th. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're training for a race or if you're running, definitely let me know, you know, how you're doing. And if you're someone who's tuning in and you've never run before, please check out my healthy living playlist where I talk about running, my experiences, how I got into it, how I started, what apps I use, what I eat for a run, and so on. It will be very helpful to you. And as always, I love you for watching. Bye. Oh,